Hi guys, welcome back here, and we're here to talk about some news that you guys we heard about it, and we stopped by here like we have lots to talk about, and basically this is the latest social media that we open it until and talk about this flag over here, and to talk about the America's APG, the Great Patriotism. Basically, I've been talking about the book, and I know this Periscope and Twitter is kind of a little bit different than the other social media, so that's why I've been posting some videos and some process of how the book is going on now. But today we have as a news, I'm gonna talk a little bit what will become on the book. So basically, it's a lot of our ideas. One of them is this flag that we wanted like some symbol of our people in this continent, because there's too many flags and too many borders that dividing us as American people. So that's why we have this flag, and then we have the other flag too, the United States flag. That the United States flag has been changing every 100 years or every 50 years, and the country has changed too. So it's like more diversity community in this country. So that's why we start designing a political uh, flag that has will have some impact about what will be the best interest for Puerto Rico. As you know, Puerto Rico is like associates states of the United States, but the citizen of Puerto Rico, they don't have the right to vote as citizen. So why? Because they haven't agreed about becoming as associates or the 51 states of the Americas. So that's why we have a flag that talks about Puerto Rico with their start. So we put one start on the United States flag, so that one day Puerto Rico it will become as a 51 states of the United States. So, and another what we've been doing too is what I find out while I was writing the book at the 27 and 29. So the corruption in all the countries, like I mean, corruption is everywhere. We don't have to lie. We don't have to make any excuses. Like there is like a really like clear government that doesn't have any corruption. We see Canada, we see European country, as we see the United States today, what has been going through about the impeachment, about Donald Trump, about how the governments appoints any Secretary of State, some people that they have no experience about working in a government policies, just like Donald J. Trump's daughter Ivanka. I know she's beautiful. I mean she's beautiful, but she doesn't have the talent to work in a government. She doesn't have the experience to talk about diplomacy. She doesn't have the experience to talk about trade and social issues like the states, diplomacy states, and other like all this U.S. ambassador to United European, like UE. So that the guy doesn't have. I know he's a millionaire. He has a businessman, but the guy he doesn't have any experience about the country, how to take the country to defend the people, the interest of the country against any country, or how do you lead a country by doing the right diplomacy. Now we find out that the Trump they was trying to push someone else to investigate Joe Biden about the elections, and one of them is the United States ambassador to United Europeans. So that the guy, he's like, I hope, like I've been doing other video too. Like I hope there's all these different branches of government. I hope they can come with the diplomacy and follow the rules of the law. Because I mean, there is like history in this country. Like there are two presidents. They've been impeached. This one should be the third one, but we hope that they can find the way to really focus about the constitution and about the country's interest, not Republicans' interest, not the Democrats' interest. So that's why. And same thing too about the corruption. Do you know why we have a lot of corruption in Mexico, Central America, South America, and so many people they trying to cross to the United States because there's a lot of corruption over there. And I was part of it too. Like I've been saying to my other video, I took money from Sandra Torres, the one she was trying to become president of Guatemala in Central America, from his hand, and they used me, and that money I delivered it to the one of the general secretary of the union workers, the biggest one, the education of the country. And I saw the other individual that his name Orlando Blanco, that he used to bring bags of money to those union workers. A lot of corruption. So that's why I've been demanding, and that's why I write about it in the book. And there is other issues too. The new system, how we can change the new system, how we can defend ourselves as American people, our culture, our language. And the book, it will be a bilingual. I call it the America's language, because the English, it belongs to Europeans' language. The Spanish belongs to European language. The United States shouldn't have any more English in the Constitution as an official language. We should look for the real independence, like the Americans' language. And same thing in Mexico, Central America, South America too. The Spanish shouldn't be in the Constitution as an official language. It should be the Americans' language too, because a lot of, like in Mexico, there is like 10 tribes that they still speaking their languages. In Guatemala, there's like 23 languages. In El Salvador, Nicaragua, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, there is Quechua language, there is Inca language, there is Guaranese language in Argentina, in Brazil. Even in Brazil, we still have our brothers and relatives in Amazon that they still speak in their language. The Portuguese belongs to European. So that's the main point of the book, and how we can change the system, because the change is killing any species in our planet. It's killing our culture too. And it's killing the future of our children. It's killing the future of the next generation. So that's why the ideas and thoughts as an essay and the book that will be coming up next couple of months, next couple of weeks, and I hope I can stop here to talk to you more about it. But mainly is those I really like talk about politics, but that's why my goal, like why I've been doing this, is to become as a politician, but to make real change. Because as we see today, Ecuador, they're having an issue with the International Monetary Fund, that they raise all the gas prices, and they eliminate all the subsidized public services. And we see in Peru too. In Peru, last 3 weeks, there is Vizcarra, the president, wasn't elected, and then they removed him now. And then the other minister. She's a minister that she become president. Now they have she been removed. So a lot of issues that we have to talk about it. And there is Argentine too. The election is coming up next at the end of the next year. The Macri received 60 millions of dollars, and he didn't do anything. And there is the one nation that I see that is doing the progress, that is helping his people, is Bolivia. And I think now, I just saw in the news that they've been making a solar car, so we don't have to use gas anymore. That's the point of this book, that how we can change the system. I know it's hard, but it should be a sacrifice. Should be sacrifice. Should we start walking, not driving anymore? It's a question. It's an issue. What we want for our future. What future we're going to leave to our kids, to next generation, to save their planet. And that's why I always say that should no flags, no borders dividing us. We should come united against this system, but with this symbol of our continent, this symbol of our people, as a flag of culture, as a flag of being real American. So that's the point, guys. And all this news that you guys see, and depends. Some news comes for the extreme right wings, and some news comes at the extreme left wings that they call themselves. But we have to analyze what's really rating striking us as a human. I see the ignorance, the innocence, and the egoism as the enemy of our culture, of our people. Is the enemy of our society. Why? Because everyone trying to hate each other is all about money. So that's the point, guys, and I hope you can, guys, share this video in your social medias. And I'm so happy to be back in the Periscope community here, and I will be posting some more videos here to talk to you about it. And then I speak another language too, my Mayan language, which is I think I'm gonna do a shot today, so you can. It's the first time I'm gonna do it here in this Periscope, Twitter, social media. But I'm so sad that I lost my culture. I lost my language. Why? Because of the system that they killing the humans' culture. So that's why we must change the system of education in each country that focused in a bilingual language, a bilingual education. So it doesn't have to be English or Spanish, because we know since 1776 George Washington kicked out the European, the English language of this continent by signing the Constitution, one of the greatest constitution in the earth, which was signed in Philadelphia. So that's the main point of the book too. That what is that means, that George Washington with peasants, with different background people who fight as a guerrillas against the Great Britain powerful military back then. But they won. Why? Because all these Africans that they brought here as a slave, they fight too to set up themselves here. So that's why we changed the stars on the United States flag today. We put the black stars to honor all these slavery people that they helped to build this great country as we see today. But we must refresh our mind reading. We must refresh our mind looking for, searching for the real human history. So it's the only way we can save our species. But we need the Green New Deal so we can live a better planet, a better future to the next generation. But we don't have to look around too. The greatest like thing that they can happen to threat, like the greatest threat to our planet, that is too many people. It's overpopulation. It's over drilling the destroying the nature, over consuming. So there is so many things that we can stop buying. There is so many things that we can stop using, but we must come together under one flag, that which is this flag. And I hope you can buy my book that will be able soon in different uh, on internet, and then I will come back to talk to you about the price, how much it will cost. And then shouldn't be that expensive, because I mean I think it's going to be accessible to the general public that who speaks English or Spanish. It's a bilingual a bilingual book to the millennium people. So there is going to be in English and Spanish, but the main purpose of the book is how to change all the ideas of our language as real American people, and how to create consciousness to the people that we can change the system to save the next generation. Thank you guys, and thanks for stopping by. And I think I'm just gonna do this now, and it's just the third time that I've been broadcasting, and I don't know how to stop this. And thank you guys, and hope to see you back here. And I stay tuned in. I'm gonna talk to my language, so it's the first time I'm gonna do it here. Thank you guys.